Hello, I'm Becky Church. I teach at Haltom High School. I wanted to share with you a new educational experience that we had this year following our junior theme research paper. In the past, I've had my students do PowerPoints, and we were a little tired and bored with that format. And in keeping with 21st century skills, I wanted to integrate some new technology. So we went to the ITS department, and I contacted Kristen Cavanis to come help us with some new mediums of technology. By far the most popular was the xtranormal, and I had many students use this to integrate information from their paper in a format to share with the classroom.
Hey, have you finished your project yet? Yeah, how about you? Of course. I did mine over Langston Hughes. He was a well-known poet during the Harlem Renaissance in the early 1920s and late 1930s. Oh, he sounds interesting. Can you tell me more?
There was a very high level of engagement. The students were absolutely enamored with this program. And by the second day, they transferred their information into that format, and it was very effective. They were engaged, they had very powerful questions that they asked, they were relevant, and we worked through a few technical glitches, but we were able to get through those pretty quickly. Then we went on to present. And presentation day was very efficient because we used Google Documents.
In an effort to make turning in these projects really easy and streamline presentation day, we created a Google Docs form and posted the link on Mrs. Church's website. The students were able to visit her website and click on this link, which brought up the form. Then they filled in their information, posted the link to their final project, and hit submit. At this point, the students were finished. Mrs. Church then had access to this spreadsheet, and you can see immediately the information the students submit shows up on the spreadsheet. We were then, just like in Excel, able to sort the documents so that they were in order by class period. So on presentation day, Mrs. Church just pulled up the spreadsheet, went on down the line, and clicked on each student's presentation without having to have any wait time in between.
They were very engaged during the presentations. We had a lot of very creative presentations. We had funny ones that still got the point across. We had some that used excellent photography. We had people use prezis as well as the xtranormal.
The website Prezi is the 21st century answer to the PowerPoint. It allows students to create really creative presentations. This particular student took it upon himself to figure out the program all on his own, and he said he really enjoyed this. Colleges are assigning prezis a lot, so it's a good thing for our students to get to know this program. What's great about all three of these programs is they're all web-based, and students could work from home no matter what programs they had installed on their computers. Students also used a website called Glogster. It's edu.glogster.com, and this is an interactive poster where they can embed text, graphics, music, video. So it becomes like the standard poster we presented in class, but with an interactive twist. As you can see, this example has a video embedded on it, and I'll let you hear a little bit of that now.
Of cloudless climes and starry skies, all that's best of dark and bright meet in her aspect and her eyes.
I would encourage you to use 21st century skills with new technology for your students, and as a result, you will augment your own skills and be a better teacher.
And now it's time for the whole story. On day 2 of presentations, Mrs. Church's students went through just as they had the day before to begin their presentations, and they got something a little bit different. They got this guy.
It's coming. The final movie is higher quality, so it takes a little longer.
This little man was telling us not to worry, but we were very worried, and after speaking and emailing with xtranormal, I discovered that over night they had launched the new version of their program and that it was no longer free. Therefore, they were not willing to provide us any technical support for the movies that were not playing. Mrs. Church and I started immediately making a plan for what we would do for the students whose movies we now could not see, though we know they worked so very hard. In fact, this one we had seen while the students were working on their presentations, and this was one of the best I had ever seen. So the students were upset that they had lost their movies, but I was amazed by the integrity in the class that the students and Mrs. Church showed as we decided to get over being upset and we went forward to come up with a plan. As we were frantically troubleshooting and coming up with alternate assignments, one student actually discovered that the movies were, for some reason, playing on iPhones. So we were still able to watch their movies so Mrs. Church could grade them. But sorry to say at the end of this lovely video that we will not be able to use xtranormal anymore unless you're willing to give them some money. So we're glad Mrs. Church's students got to experiment with it, have lots of fun with it, and we will go out and find the next greatest Web 2.0 tool that we can use instead. Thank you, and go for it, teachers. Be flexible. Bringing technology into your classrooms has so many positive aspects. Mrs. Church says she does not regret doing this project. She loved not only what they learned as they did the project, but also what they learned about themselves as we encountered some difficulty. So thank you for watching.